Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So on today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this kaftan with a folded side and an overlapping front. So I'm using a Mikado fabric and a damask fabric. So this is Mikado fabric. The burnt orange color is Mikado, while the color that has blue on it is damask. It's 3 years of Mikado and half yard of damask. So I'll start by measuring the length of my shoulder, that is from my center back to where I want the shoulder to stop. That is, I have 19 there. So I'm going to fold my fabric into 4, then the center facing me. So from there I'll put my shoulder measurement. Then my shoulder measurement is 15 divided by 2, that is 7.5. Then plus 2 inches. 2 inches is where I want the fold to start from. Then you measure how much you want your fold to be. Here I'm using 4 inches. I don't want it to be too much, so I'll see the way I'm doing the line. I'll bring the two lines together and put it. Then I'll fold it out because the fold will be outside. So I'll fold it out like that. So I'll keep it like that and now take down my full shoulder measurement. That is from my center back to the left, my shoulder line, where my sleeve length, where I want it to stop. Remember that there is no joining at the shoulder, so it's like a kimono cut out. So did you see the way I folded it? Did you see the way I'm folding? That is the way you're going to fold it and do all the measurement and everything. So I'll rule out the first line, that is my shoulder line. So from there I will start taking my measurement, that is my length measurement, my shoulder to waist. Here, when you are doing a kaftan, I've always advised to reduce your half length by 1.5 or 2 inches up. Here, the normal half length of my clients is 18 or 17 thereabout, but I'm using 16.5 here. Then my hip line is always 24, 23, depending on how tall the person is. Then because there's a curve by the side of that clothes, then the last line, that is my hip line, then the last line is where the curve will start from. There's a curve towards the knee side of the clothes, so that is the line. So coming back to my shoulder line, so I'll measure my sleeve length how I want it to be. It depends on you how you want your sleeve. Here I'm using 9 inches, so there will be my bust measurement. I'll put my bust measurement line and curve it to the sleeve line. Here I use my bust measurement as 15. You see, I'm still folding. The clothes was still folded when I was taking out the whole measurement. Then coming to the knees, the down part of this cloth, if you notice, that fold did not get all the way to the down part. It was bigger, getting smaller towards the down part. So I'm going to put, and the down part is kind of pencil, so that down part I used 13 inches. So I'll take the line to the hip line, you see, to that line for that curve. Then I'll measure 19 inches because that curve is bigger than my normal hip. So I'll measure 19 inches and connect the two lines together. Did you see? It's already showing you that curve line. Then coming to the hip, I will also extend it to the hip. Then coming to this waist now, I will now put the measurement I want to use. I'm also using 15 just as the bust side, so that it will be smaller than the hip and it will give that curve shape. You see the way it is, so automatically the curve shape is there. Remember, all this measurement was taken when the clothes was still folded. Like, you're going to fold it to take all this measurement so that you know where exactly it's going to fall on your. So now coming to the neckline, it's time to cut out the neck. So I'm putting my neck measurement, that is the width of my neck. I'm using 3 inches there. Then the depth, like how long I want my neck to be. Remember, it's a V-neck. See the way I slanted my tape. So I use 7. Then I'll connect the both lines together. So if you notice on that dress, you see that there is a flap there. So it's not time for me to cut out the flap space. That's where we're going to put the flap. So I'll be cutting out, that flap is like 2 inches width, so I'll be cutting out 1.5. Yes, why I did this 1.5 because I will still have my joining allowance there. So I'll mark out 1.5 all the way to the down part of the dress, then connecting the line very well to the shoulder. Did you see the way I connected the line? So this is how you connect the line. So we are going to cut out that side now. That should be where you fix the flap. Then coming back to the shoulder, in case if you want to slant your shoulder, I'm just connecting the line together, but in case if you want to slant your shoulder, I don't want to slant the shoulder because of the fold at the side. Sometimes when you slant it, you find out that the fold will be kind of doing wavy kind of look. So I'm just using it as straight as that. So I'm using it as straight as like I'm not slanting it. But what you have to do is measure 1.5, then you connect it to that shoulder, and that you measure 1.5 from your armhole, you connect it to the shoulder like that. So once you measure the 1.5, automatically your armhole is smaller, or you want to increase it, then you also add the 1.5 towards the down part of the armhole side, that is towards the side, the down part of it. Then you draw another armhole. So now you're going to mark out the armhole that you don't need. See, there is a new armhole. So I'm marking out the armhole that I don't need, but remember, I'm not slanting it. So this is how you would do it if you want to slant it, but I'm not slanting it. So it's left for you to choose the one you want to choose. Then after drawing out the shape very well, you now open up the fold, like you now open it up so that it will relax. This is the way. So open it up before you cut it out so that it will relax very well. Please don't fold it and cut it out. So I'm cutting it out like this. So you're going to cut it out. Then when you're done cutting it out, you come back to the neck. You see, because you have the front and back together, so you're going to open it up like this. This is how I'm opening it up. You open it up and like, because the back is like sandwiched inside the front, so you open it up and mark your neckline. That is your 3 inches for the width and 1 inch for the depth of your neckline for the back. So did you see the way I'm doing it? So that is how you mark your back neckline. Then you cut it out. Did you see? I have to see it's open, you cut it out. So after you have done cutting it out, you remove the back. So remove it entirely. Remove it. It's time for us to work with the front. So this is the back. The back neckline is okay. We don't have any too much happening there. So you are going to cut out the front neckline just like the way you cut out you marked it, just like the way you marked it. So you are going to cut it out like that. So make sure that the curve is very okay, like that neckline. If it's not curved, please try to curve it. So our front is ready, very ready now. So it's now time for us to start sewing it. But before we sew it, I'll show you how to cut the damask. So this is the damask. This is half yard of damask. So you're going to fold it to the width you want, like fold it out to the width. Here I'm using the width, like I told you, I'm using the width of 2 inches, but I'll be measuring 2.5 because I'm going to be joining it, like half inches for my joining. So I'll measure 2.5 inch like that. Did you see the way I did it? Once I measure 2.5 inches, don't mind my son, he was disturbing at that point, sorry for that. So I'll cut it out a little, then spread it open because I'm cutting the two together, like I want to cut the two sides together. Please don't mind my son. So I want to cut out the two sides. So you're going to open it up when you're done cutting it out. So automatically you're having the two sides. You see the two sides. So you start by joining the two sides. This is the sewing part of it now. So I join the both sides together to have a very long length. Like I iron it out. Make sure that it's flat so that when you fold it together, it will not be bumpy, like it will not be much. So I iron it out, then get the center, hold it together. Did you see the way I'm doing it? Hold it like that. So I'm going to hold them together with my machine. I'll come and show you how it looks like. So this is it. This is how it looks after joining it together or after holding it together. So this is how it looks like. Then I'm going to press it out, or I'm going to iron it out. Then when you're done ironing it out, you get the fabric, like the clothes, the front and the back, and join it at the shoulder side. So you're going to join it at the shoulder side like that. And after joining it on the shoulder side, please always iron it out. Let the shoulder be very flat. You know, one thing with this Mikado is that it's always bulky. So try as much as possible to make it to be well relaxed at the shoulder. Then when you are done ironing it out, you attach that long fabric that will cut out to the shoulder. Get the center of the shoulder, you just attach it all around the the gown, like all round. You get the center just like that. Make sure that the right side and the right side is facing together, like the right side of the clothes, the right side is facing together. Then you attach it around. Then coming to that side, it was not enough, so I'm going to attach another fabric to complete the length. So if your own is not enough, you can attach a little fabric to it to complete it, so that it will be up to the length. So this is when I was done joining the front, the flap and the front together. So I'm going to iron it out. One thing with this clothes that you have to really give it a good press. If not, it will come out looking tacky. So this is me ironing. So it's time for us to put that fold, just like the way we did when we are measuring it. So I'll mark my shoulder. Then from that my shoulder, I'll mark 2 inches. Remember, the fold is not on the shoulder line, so it's kind of somehow towards down the shoulder line. Then I'll mark the 4 inches for the fold. Then I'll hold it together. Then I'll hold it together. So this is how it's going to look like. You're going to use a pin to secure the fold like that. Then also do the same thing on the other side of the shoulder, just like that. Mark your shoulder, then mark 2 inches, then mark your the fold line, like allowance for your fold. Then you're going to do the same thing on the both side. Then iron it. Use iron to hold it so that it will not shake or move. Then if you remember also that this fold did not get to the down part, this fold stops somewhere at the half length. So when you are going to fold it, why I recommend you should use iron here is that so that you form the line, so that it's getting smaller as it is going down the dress. Like from the shoulder is bigger, then as you're going down the dress, is getting smaller and smaller till when you will not even see any fold again. Like you're going to just see a straight line. So you're going to use your iron to iron it out. Then also when you are doing this, try to overlap your flap, like overlap it. Use a pin to secure it so that you will know exactly where the line will fall. So you're going to overlap it like that. Then use pin to secure it so that it will not move. Why it's important is because it will, like, you're seeing how the fold line is going to be, if it's going to be okay where you want it to be. So you're going to do this in the both side of the cloth all the way to the down, from the front, from the shoulder to down, like the whole dress. Then when you are done doing it, it's time for you to put a band on the sleeve. If you don't want to have a band, fine, but there's a band on that sleeve. So here I cut out 2 inches band, and that is everything will be 1.5 when I'm done, like half for joining it, then 1.5 for the complete band. So this is when I join the band. This is how it looks like. Sorry, I love pressing because this fabric, if you don't give it a good press, it will not really sit very well. So this is how it looks like after the band. If you remember, that cloth has a inner belt, like kind of belt, those ones you tie at the back there. So you're going to cut out the length of the belt that you want, like the width and the length of the belt. Here I'm using a length of the belt of 1.5 because I really want it to hold it. I don't want it to just be a very tiny line. So on that belt, you're going to be fixing it at your half length, like where your half length starts from. That is the way you're going to fix the belt. Or even that place that the line stops, that place you stop sewing. Like that place that the fold stop getting bigger, so you fix the belt there. Because when I was folding it, the fold stopped getting bigger at the half length, so that is where you're going to fix your belt. So this is how you are going to cut your belt. Cut out the belt of the inches that you want, then whip the down part of it and fix it that place. So this is how it looks like. I'll go and fix it and come and show you how it looks like. So this is how you're going to face it. Make sure that you're stitching it on top of that thread that you used to hold the fold so that it will be neat. Use your pin to secure it so that it will not move. I love using my pins to secure my work. So this is how it's going to look at the end of the day. This is the way it looks like. This is how it's going to look. Then you're going to hold the flap in two lines, like you're going to hold the flap just like that. Then for you to determine where you want to stop for your flap, then you measure from your shoulder to your bust point, or depending on how opening you want your flap to open, like at your chest. Here I used my shoulder to my bust point to cover the flap, so I'm going to sew it. Then remember it will not get up to the down part, so I'm going to hold it together to the where I want it to stop. To the down part that is opening at the down part, so you stop at the down part. So you stop wherever you want it to stop. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so at this point. Thank you so much and God bless you. If you have any question, drop at the comment section. I'll answer it. Then give it a good press